So hello and welcome to this video on the XAOC Devices Zadar being used as an oscillator. I do have a full demo of this coming soon. I also have a nice droney patch online which I'll link in the description. But at the minute, this has been 4 oscillators. 4 volt per octave signals from 4 channels of the Instro Harmonig, 4 outputs into their own VCAs. These have been pans, some hard left and right, some more kind of in between. There's some drums and some reverb from the Black Hole DSP2 from Erica Synths. And let's just get into playing with this patch before we get into setting this up as an oscillator and some various different patches and tones that Zadar can create. So here's how we set up the Zadar to be an oscillator. First, we must make it loop or oscillate. So go through the menu to get to this screen. I'm going to click and go down to repeat, and we can set how many times this repeats when triggered, which is a great function that I'll demo properly in the full demo video coming soon, where you can hit this with a trigger and say have 3 times round the envelope shape, but not an infinite loop. However, we want an infinite loop, so I'm going to scroll all the way up and get this little infinity sign. We can see the output on the scope now. It's just oscillating. It's a low frequency oscillator at the minute though. You can also see on screen the playback moving. So as I ramp this time up, and this is going from about a second currently, and right there at 11.9 milliseconds, just locks in nicely on the scope, so we'll leave it tuned here. And from here, this triangle wave can be any of the envelope shapes, and there's a ton of them, so let's have a quick listen. And I sped up towards the end there simply because there's so many of these to get through. Now an oscillator, we're going to want to track a volt per octave. So go back to the menu. And this menu, unlike the others, isn't oscillator specific. We change which oscillator or which envelope or which LFO we're modulating with this button. Changes, and you can see that on the screen from channel A, B, C and D. This screen in the menu though, and the menu is literally that. It's a couple of button presses. There's nothing deep about it. There's no menu diving involved. Set this to time, and we need to set this to be a negative value because a higher voltage would give us more time, a longer envelope or a longer LFO. But if you think about an oscillator, the higher the voltage, the higher the pitch. And a higher pitch is a higher frequency, a lower pitch would be a lower frequency. So we actually want a negative control value. And we can do that. We can go from 0 to 100 in any direction. And the manual states that a value of around 50 approximately gives volt per octave tracking. So I'm going to go minus 50. Let's put a sequence in, and let's play around with the shape of the oscillator and the other settings for that channel once this is actually playing a pattern. Setting that to -49 rather than -50 feels a bit more in tune to me. As I said, -50 is approximately a volt per octave according to the manual. Just tune that down a bit, can warp the shape. Let's explore the shapes now they're moving. Now, let's get another channel oscillating and modulate it at audio rates. Just turning down the level for A so that B can then modulate it. There's a lot of interesting AM overtones in there. Let's try a different wave shape for the modulator. So that's a little bit of AM and a little bit of the setup and getting into it being an oscillator. Just going to set up a few more patches and let that play out of the video. Thanks for checking out this Zadar being an oscillator video. Hit like, comment, subscribe, support me on Patreon if you want to do that. All the links in the description. Full video coming soon. Enjoy the rest of the patches. Bye for now.
Mm-hmm.